Hello friends, today we have here this iPad mini 3. The problem, as you see, is the screen, and today I'm going to show you how to replace the glass on this iPad mini 3. Alright, so let's start. To do this repair we will need a Phillips screwdriver, a plastic like this, packaging plastic, and we will need guitar picks like this, and also we'll need a cutter, icy sami, and a new glass. Okay, make sure the glass has the home button on it. When you buy the glass for this device, make sure you buy one with the home button on it, so you don't need to do a soldering on it. Okay, and we will need a heat gun and a glove. Alright, so the first thing we're gonna do, we will turn off this device. Okay, the digitizer is not responding. It's better to turn it off, but if since the okay, cancel. Alright, now it should work. Let me try. Alright, so as you see, I flip it this way so I can like turn it off, because this way it's not like responding. Anyway, so you turn off this device, and after that you're gonna use the heat gun and heat up the surface for a couple minutes, maybe 3 to 5 minutes. Alright, so after I heat it up enough, so as you see, I'm like heating up just the white panel. Make sure don't heat up the middle of the screen like this, no. Okay, and make sure don't heat up too much, because we have this plastic here, it may melt. So this plastic here may melt with the heat. So once it's hot enough, you're gonna use the icy sami and you will insert it here and on this side, and you try to pry up a little bit, as you see. So if the adhesive is like heated up enough, it will be like easy to remove, as you see. Make sure you don't make sure you be careful, don't cut off your fingers with the glasses, I mean with the pieces of glasses. And when you insert this one here, make sure don't go deep inside and move it this way, because you may touch the LCD, and if you touch the LCD you will make a scratch on it, so you gotta be careful. Alright, so I lift up this side here, so now I will go up on this side. Don't go deep inside, you may like cut some cables here. We have the wireless cable here, not the wireless, the network, the signal cables are here, one here and one in this side. So make sure you just pry up only the glass, nothing else. Whenever you feel like it's hard, add more heat. In my case, this part look like it's still tough, so I'm gonna use more heat. Alright. Make sure don't touch the LCD inside, okay? Don't touch it with your fingers, don't touch it with the tools for any reason, because if you touch it inside you may scratch it, or at least you're gonna make like smudges or fingerprints on it. Alright, so I lift up this part here, as you see. So when you reach to this part here in the bottom, just use the heat gun and heat it up enough. Alright, so once it's hot enough, just like use the iSesame the same way, but be very careful because we have here in this part we have the home button flex cable, the LCD flex cable, and what else? Yeah, the LCD and the digitizer flex cable, so you gotta be very careful. As you see, the cable is right here. So if you cut this cable, I will show you the cable. This is the cable, this one. So if you cut this cable, you will be in a problem. It's not a big problem because one of them it will be for the digitizer, you don't have to worry about it, but the other one will be for the home button. So if you cut the home button cable, you will have to solder it back, but since, as I told you in the beginning, you need to order a screen with the home button on it, doesn't matter if you cut this cable, but anyway you still need to be like careful. You may save this home button for another repair, unless you are like fixing your own device and you are not like doing this for business, you know. Always be careful in this part here, and don't forget about the LCD. Don't touch the LCD with your fingerprint here. Alright, so lift up this, and voila, as you see, I lift up the screen. We have some small pieces of glass in this part here. We will just remove them gently. I don't need this glove anymore. As you see, this piece of glass, it flies and it hits my eye, my glasses. So you gotta be careful for these chips. They may like fly and touch your eyes. You gotta be very like careful. It's better to use the goggles to protect your eyes too. Alright, so now I remove all the pieces of glass, and it's time to lift up the, what do you call it, the LCD. Take the LCD out from here. So the LCD has 4 screws, has 1, 2, 3, 4. This is one, this is two. As you see on this side we have like the screws, you can see them, but on the other side here and here the screws have some pieces of tissue or adhesive on top of them. I mean, it's covering them. So we have one here too, these pieces of tissue. So now we see the screws. And these two last screws, they are one of them is longer. Remember this, the camera is right here, the back camera, and the screw which is in this place is longer than the other ones. Okay, all right, so now I lift up, I took all of all the screws. So what I'm gonna do, I will lift up the LCD. As you see, I come here. Most of the technicians, they break this LCD because they don't know how to open it. In the beginning I show you that we will need plastic. This is like soft plastic, it's flexible. You can just lift up the screen from this corner and insert this one inside underneath. Okay, so once you have it inside underneath, you can just slide it this way. If you feel like this plastic is like thick, try to not use it, use something else. Find like very what they call it, thin plastic. And I think you can use the plain cards, they are the best. Something like this, these ones, they are very good for this job. The screen is like, it has like some adhesive is holding it here in this part, so that's why we are using this card to just release it. And now I get the adhesive, so I'm just gonna remove the adhesive like this, and once I remove it, I can lift up the LCD safely, as you see. So now from here I will go to the other side and I will do the same thing. You see how careful I am with the LCD, because I don't want to break the LCD. I'm just trying to fix the digitizer, so if I don't handle this repair carefully, I will break the LCD and they will stuck on something else, which I don't want to. So now once I lift up the LCD like this, as you see, I'm not gonna just like lift it up all the way, but I have here some adhesive which is holding the LCD to not get lifted up completely all the way up. So I remove this adhesive here, as you see, I flip it back, and this corner is like free, but I still have one more here. This is like a bumper, it's protecting this part, because here where the cable is, the LCD cable is connected. Make sure when you are using like this kind of tools to release or to pry up this adhesive, make sure don't poke this part here. Okay, alright, so be very careful. Lift up this. Just a little like poke on it, it will make the screen stop working. I'm like just prying up here only on the surface. I don't go deep, I don't touch the LCD. All what I do, I cut only the adhesive. And voila, it's released. Now you see the screen is free. So what I'm gonna do, I will lift up this, and here in the bottom I have another metallic shield, and this metallic shield has like mini screws on it, has 1 2 3 4 and 4 on the other side. I need to open them. This screwdriver is not magnetized very good, so I have to use another one. Alright, I got these 2 screwdrivers, and it's supposed to be magnetized because the screws they stuck here, they stick to the magnet which is on the side here. Okay, I removed all the screws on this side, on here and here. So what I'm gonna do now, I will, you see this bracket here, this metal shield, I will slide it to one side, okay, and I will lift it up, but make sure what they call them, the holes here are matching, are still matching with their holes inside in the bottom. So because they have like a little curved parts, and you cannot like lift it up because it's gonna stuck on these curves. So make sure these holes here are matching with the holes in the bottom, and after that you're gonna lift it up like this, so you don't have to damage this one. All right, we'll put this metallic shield here, and now we have here this small bracket. It has 4 screws on it. Keep these screws organized, don't mix them with the other ones, they are not similar. Every screw must go back to its original spot, because one of them is very long and the others, they are almost the same size, but it's better to keep them organized and put every screw back to its original spot. So now we lift up this bracket, and the first thing we're gonna do, we will disconnect the battery. The battery cable is right here. This is the home button cable, and the battery cable is the one in the bottom here. Okay, disconnect. When we disconnect this one, we're like safe, we're not gonna make any shorts on the motherboard. Okay, so now I'm gonna disconnect the LCD cable. As you see, I'm using only my nails. Okay, and now we can take the LCD off, and always keep it like this and put it in place where you're not gonna touch it with your fingerprints. Believe me, it's, if you touch the LCD with your fingerprint, it's like a pen, you cannot like clean it easy. Okay, so now we have here in this part, we have the, what they call it, the digitizer cable. The digitizer cable, usually on the iPad minis, if you don't handle it carefully, if you don't lift it up very gentle, I mean very gently, you will lift it up with the pins which are on the motherboard, and if it happens to you, that's it, it's done. You need someone who is like specialized in the micro soldering to solder the FPC here where the cable is connected. So make sure you lift up this cable very gently and don't use any force, and because the Apple, they know that this place is very weak and you cannot it breaks easy, you know, and it requires like someone who is like really specialized on micro soldering. You cannot do it by yourself. Even specialized like technicians, they cannot do it. I've done it before sometimes, but it's really a pain in the neck. Okay, I already lifted it up, so now I can just pull this part here and release the cables, and voila, we get rid of this thing. So now we're gonna put this one aside, we don't need it. Even it has the home button on it, but our screen, it has also the home button. Alright, so what I'm gonna do now, I will clean this surface here and make sure don't like lose any like screws or anything. We have like 2 magnets, one magnet here and one magnet here. I need to find them on the other glass, pieces of glass. I will show you right now. So the magnets, I think there is one here. As you see, these 2 magnets, they need to go back to the new screen. they are glued to the glass, so when I lift up the glass they come off together. Alright, so this is one. I will put it here, and I still have another one which is missing. I will find it somewhere here. Okay, it's right here. I supposed to mention this in the beginning. That's why I recommend that you see the video from A to Z before you start any repair. And when you see, sometimes we cannot like cover everything, and when you see all the steps, you watch out when you are like doing it, don't lose anything. Alright, so these two magnets, I'm gonna transfer them to the new LCD, but one of them is gonna go to this corner and the other one on this corner. Alright, so now I can clean this place, and they will come back after I clean it. Alright my friend, my station is clean again. So now we're gonna like clean the frame here. So to clean the frame, make sure there are like no pieces of glasses or anything. I'm gonna use this flat screwdriver, and I will just like slide it here gently. Make sure don't leave any pieces of glasses on this frame. It should be like very clean and clear, because if like if there is like a very small pieces of glass or piece of glass on it, when you put the new digitizer, it will be like hampered, or when you try to push only to make it perfect, you will break the digitizer. So it's better to clean this surface and these edges very well before you start. As you see here, you see the small piece of glass here. This one may be a problem, not maybe, definitely it will be a problem if I leave it here. You cannot see it, it's clear, but this will be a problem later. I'm just gonna show you. I'm lifting it up. Okay, as you see, it fall here. So this is the piece of glass. This one, it will be a problem. So you gotta be very careful. Clean everything, make sure there is nothing on the frame. That's what we call it, prepare the frame for the new digitizer. I'm using this flat screw, and I'm really like careful to not like slip and damage something inside. I may poke the battery or something like that. You still have like some pieces of glass here. You see this? Alright, it's completely clean. We will use the toothbrush. Okay, so everything looks fine. I'm still inspecting it to make sure there is nothing. Alright, so once it's clean, we're gonna start by putting the new digitizer. By the way, this digitizer is pulled off from another screen. It may have some fingerprints on it, so I'm just gonna use it anyway. Okay, as you see, this one it's already have the magnet I was like talking about, so we need only one. So the other magnet will be here. It will be here. I will make sure it's matching with the place here where it's supposed to be. Alright, so what I'm gonna do, I will connect. No, you know what, before I connect this one, I will put the adhesive on this screen, which I forget to mention. We will need this adhesive, double sticky adhesive. I will use one strip on this side here, from the top to the bottom, or I can say from corner to corner. Okay, all right, make sure the adhesive is cut evenly with the edge, and another strip on the other side right here. Okay, and one more strip on this side. Here it will cover like almost everything on this, on the bottom. And don't, make sure there is no overlapping adhesive. And another one on the top side. I will use this spudger, and I will just pass it over the adhesive, make sure it sticks very well. I make sure this adhesive is flipped inside, because it's wider a little bit than this edge. So I'm just flipping it, sticking it in the inside to not let it in my way when I put the new LCD. I mean when I put the LCD here. Alright, it looks like everything is fine. Make sure the camera here is not covered with adhesive, front facing camera. All right. Okay, I think that's all. So what I'm gonna do now, I will put this digitizer here, connect, because the battery cable is on my way, so I will connect it, and I will connect the digitizer cable. It's better to work on this device while the battery is disconnected, but since it's on my way, I'm just connecting it, and be careful, don't touch the motherboard too much. Alright, so this is the LCD. I will connect the LCD also. Uh-oh, I think I have a problem here. Let me see. Yes, I do have a problem. I didn't pay attention. You see this cable here? This is the digitizer cable. Is removed from this one here. Alright, so in this case we're gonna stuck on this repair. I cannot like do it because I have to micro solder this cable here, and once I have it micro soldered I will come back and finish this repair. Hello friends, I was working on this iPad mini 3, which has the fingerprint scanner here, and the home button is right here, but the digitizer cable, this one, I don't have it on the new screen, on the other screen, not new, but as you see here. So this cable here, this is the IC touch, is right here on this spot. This cable is missing here. I hope you see it clear. So this one is the home button, this is the home button. This cable here is the IC touch, and it's missing here. So what I'm gonna do now, I will desolder this one from here and transfer it to this place. Okay, so the first thing, we need to remove this one, and after we remove it, we're gonna prepare this place here to solder this on it. Alright guys, so let's do it. So to do this repair, we will need some soldering tools. As you see here, I need this solder wire. This is the sticker on it if you wanna like buy something similar. Alright, and you will need the solder wick. I have two kind of solder wick, this and this. And we will need the solder paste. Okay, and this thing is like refreshing, the tip refreshener for the solder gun. And I have the solder gun here, and we will need the heat gun right here. This is very small heat gun. It's focusing the heat on one spot. It's not like the hair dryer or the heat gun, the regular heat gun. Okay, make sure you have the professional one. Alright, so once you have all the tools needed, once you have all the tools needed, you can start this repair. So the first thing I will put, so what we're gonna do, we're gonna like put this one here and clean this spot, clean this one. So to clean this one, we will use the solder paste. I apply some here, and after that I will add more solder on it, because I see like some pins here, I cannot see them. Okay, as you see, I removed the leftover of the other cable. I didn't pay attention that it's still there. So what I'm gonna do now, I will clean this place very well. I will use the toothbrush and the alcohol. As you see, I can see here all the pins, all of them. You can see them, and they are separated, they are not touching to each other. And the next thing I'm gonna do, I will remove this cable from here. So to remove this cable, I will use the heat gun and I will just like heat it up. Alright, so the heat gun is very hot, so I will just like apply it like this. Once the solder, which is like holding it in the bottom, melts, this is gonna fall. Alright, I think I have to grab it with something like this so I can pull it once it's hot enough. I don't use any force, just like a little bit. And voila, as you see, I removed it. So we don't need this one now. And what I'm gonna do, I will put this one here, but before I put it there, I will prepare this place. Because this will help me to hold the cable while I'm doing the soldering on it. This is just double stick adhesive, and I will put this one, make sure it's matching 100% with the connections. Okay, once it's matching, what I'm gonna do now, I will put some solder paste. I will apply some solder paste inside here between them. Alright. Now I will align them very well. So once I'm sure they are aligned perfectly, I will solder them one by one. I will put this piece of adhesive here to just keep this thing from not moving. So now when I put the cable here, it will stick, it's not gonna keep moving. I will zoom. I hope you see it very clear. All right. This is a flat screwdriver. I will just make sure I stick 1 or 2 pins here on this side. Once these stick, I will come here to the other corner and they will stick the other ones. Alright, so once I feel like they are like connected, I will apply more solder here. Solder paste. will make sure now one by one. So this one it sticks, and second one it sticks. Alright, I will clean now this place. Make sure everything sticks very well. If only one pin is like lifted up, is not soldered, it will be a problem. You feel like these two here, they are not soldered perfectly. We'll have to apply a little bit more solder. Alright, I think everything is soldered good now. Okay, looks perfect. I will put some adhesive on it just to cover it. Okay, so now I will test it on the iPad. We'll have to make sure this is dry before. You have to flip this like this. Okay, all right, so let's test it now. The power button cable and this thing cable, we'll have to put something on the back just to hold it, and the LCD cable. Make sure the cables are matching perfectly before you keep like just push on them, okay? They don't match good with the FPCs on the motherboard, you may damage something. Alright, so I'm just gonna put this one like this, and they will turn this device on. Okay, so it's on. English. United States, set up manually. It's connected to back. Hopefully it doesn't have iCloud on it. If it has iCloud on it, we cannot like test it fully. Okay, it has iCloud. Anyway, so as you see, the digitizer is working normal. Alright guys, so I think that's all. So that's how you solder the IC touch on the cable of the iPad mini 3 especially. So as you see, I soldered the IC touch back to this new digitizer, and now I will just finish this repair. So to finish this repair, I will make sure to cut this adhesive here, because the flex cable will, the digitizer cable will stuck here, and this will be a problem later. So it's better to cut the extra adhesive there. Alright, so the thing now, I will connect the battery, because I have no way to connect it later, or because it's gonna be on my way. So now I'm gonna connect the digitizer cable. This is the digitizer, so I will connect the cable right here. Okay, the cable is connected, and if you see here, this one, the first one was the home button, and this one is the digitizer cable. So this cable this digitizer has two cables, one for the home button and one for the digitizer. Alright, so the digitizer is connected now, the home button is connected also, and it's time for the LCD. The LCD is going to be connected like this. Make sure it's matching 100% with its connection, as you see. And after that, we will put the small bracket which was on top of this. So this is the small bracket. This is a long screw. I put it here. This bracket back, it has this corner here is like cut, which means this will go where the cables are. The adhesive is covering the screws. So I will remove the adhesive from here. Not remove it, but I will uncover it and make sure it's not on my way. Alright, so I finished the screws now, and I will put the LCD here. Make sure don't touch it with your fingerprints. Now I have four more screws holding the LCD. The longest one is gonna be here next to the camera. And the other ones, they are the same, so they just can go everywhere here. I mean on all other corners. Okay, so after that, once I connect everything, I will turn on this device, make sure everything is working fine. Alright, so it's on now. What I'm gonna do, I will just make sure it's working. United States, set up manually. As you see, the digitizer is responding normal. Okay, so what I'm gonna do now, it's I need the Apple ID and password because I don't have it, so I'm just gonna stuck right here until I get the Apple ID. Alright, so now after I make sure everything is working fine, I will just like turn this off and clean the LCD, make sure there is no smudges, no fingerprints, nothing on it. Make sure it's very clean. Also the digitizer, because I was messing with it. As you see, I see a lot of fingerprint in the bottom here. Alright, it looks like it's clean enough. Still see some smudges here, but that's all what I can do. As I told you, you need to make sure don't touch the glass with your fingerprints to avoid like cleaning it. Alright, so what I'm gonna do now, I will remove the adhesive here. Not adhesive, but just the tape, the red tape which is covering it, and also the same thing here. Alright, so one more thing, I will make sure this cable here, let me show you exactly. Make sure this cable here, this cable, I will make sure it's going inside this channel here. There is like small gap, it must be inside. Because if it sticks on the edge, it will keep the screen lifted up from this corner. Alright, I make sure it's all the way inside. And after that I will push the screen to go back a little bit. No, it's still like, it looks like it's still raised up from here. Anyway, I will just like line it. And if you see that the screen is like overlapping the edges, as you see here, this one, I forgot to mention one thing. I'm sorry guys, because I was like focusing on something else. So here we have small magnet. This magnet is supposed to be inside. If I use any force, I would like break it. Alright, so I think the screen is done and everything is fine. Alright, so this was the screen replacement on, the digitizer replacement on this iPad mini 3. Alright guys, I hope that this video is really helpful for you. If it is, please hit the thumbs up. Okay, please hit it now because I need it before you forget. And also, if you have any technical questions, leave them in the comment area. I promise I will get back to you as soon as I can. And subscribe for more videos. And that's all. See you in the next video and have a wonderful day.